Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your full moon reading for you for February 2020. Now, the impact of this full moon will last from February 9th, which is when the full moon is in February, to March 9th, which is when the full moon is in March. So from full moon to full moon. So let's dive right in now, Leo, and see what impact this moon will have on you. I'm going to be moving your Queen of the Moon cards over to the side, as well as your Moonology cards. I'm taking your tarot cards, and then I will discuss all the layout that I have here, all about the moon. So let's see now. How will Leo be affected by the February 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the February 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the February 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the February 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the February 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the February 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the February 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. At the heart of everything is justice. That's brilliant. Now, this is a Libra energy, a time frame of September 23rd to October 22nd. Then you have the Six of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, the Well card. Now, this deck has two extra cards in it, the Well and the Artist. So here you have the Well coming up. You're drinking from the well of inspiration and of power, which fits in beautifully with this reading, with this reading and with this moon. Then you have the Page of Cups, a water sign energy, a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Cancer. The Death card, a strong Scorpio presence, a strong sense of rebirth, which also correlates with this moon. And then the Ten of Swords, a completion of a cycle. The Three of Pentacles, the Empress, oh, I love it. And the Two of Wands. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so before I dive into the reading, let's talk about this moon. So using the Moonology cards and the Queen of the Moon cards, let's talk about this moon right off. Now, this full moon is going to be very important for you, Leo, because this full moon is in Leo, and it's a full moon of creativity. It's bringing and confirming confidence into your life and bringing you forward to the place that you want to be, to the place that you need to be. You're releasing shame, you're releasing rejection, doubt, fear. Power that you have given away to other people or that other people have taken from you is going to start coming back to you. You're going to find that you sever ties with those really toxic people or with situations that have really been harmful to you. And so this full moon is surrendering to the divine. And as you surrender to the divine, the full moon in Leo says, don't let pride get in the way. So as you're cleansing, as you're healing, do not let pride stand in the way of the power that is surrounding you and the power that will be moving you forward. This then leads you to the full moon in the Queen of the Moon cards, and this is into power. Now, this full moon is the snow full moon. If you're in the northern hemisphere where it is cold, February is snowy, it can be snowy. So here there is that beautiful snow moon, that sense of things being whitewashed. And by that I mean, you know, when you paint a room a really dark color and you paint white and then you paint over that just so that none of the pigmentation comes through. And that's what this moon is for you. It's kind of like taking the hurts, the pains of the past, and it's not covering them. It's not sitting there and saying, oh, I'm going to pretend like they don't exist. It's sitting there and saying, okay, I am not letting this shine through in my life anymore. I am seeing the purity of what I want, the beauty of what I need, and the place that I want to stand. Because as you do so, you will find yourself being empowered. Now, the void of course only happens during this full moon in Leo. Now, the void of course here says nothing will come of the situation. The void of course is at 11:08 Eastern Standard Time, a.m. So 11:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't make any big decisions during that time. You know, kind of step back, look at things, because what you do, and I would say for the whole hour, for all of 11 o'clock, if you cannot make any big decisions that are going to be very impactful for you, okay, anything that's going to have to do with communications with other people, because you'll think, oh my gosh, I'm being so clear, and they'll think, don't have any idea what they're talking about, or something will get lost in translation, even though you're both speaking the same language. So here there is a sense of just nothing big being planned during that time. That's going to be one of the greatest things that you can do for yourself during this full moon. So 11:08 a.m., if you can be really calm, really relaxed, really centered during that time, that's really going to help you move forward. Don't let pride get in the way. Look at where you want to be, how you want to be developing yourself, and then really stepping into your power. Because the creative energy of this moon in Leo is just amplified, because first of all, you are Leo. You have this fire sign energy in you. You have this creativity. You have this passion. You have this determination. It will be leading you forward. Now, the other beautiful thing about this moon is that it's a time of releasing shame, releasing doubt, releasing fear. It's a time almost of, I want to say atonement, but it's really sitting there and saying, it's not atonement. You're not asking for forgiveness. You are, well, you might be. Yeah, no, you are asking for forgiveness, but from yourself. Because all of us have it, those moments in our lives where we think, oh, my life is going to go this way, and I have everything all planned out, and then it just doesn't happen. And we as human beings, we don't see the beauty that comes into our lives. We don't see why, we had to go through the hardships, the pains, the disappointments until maybe years later. But if we see it at all. But here, and this is why I have out from my Llewellyn tarot deck, the Empress, because this is a time of embracing the story of Rhiannon. And Rhiannon in Welsh mythology and in the ancient Welsh religion was the goddess of kings. She was the goddess of horses. She was power and truth. And her story was that of despair and heartbreak. She married her prince. She married the king of the land. And they were supposed to live happily ever after. Unfortunately, this is Welsh mythology. It's very real. It's very blunt and to the point. And they didn't. They didn't live happily ever after. What happened is it took them a really long time to have children. Why? Well, she was a fae. She was a goddess. She was, from the other world. And it took them a long time to have a child because of that. And people didn't really trust her. She was a fantastic queen, but because she was an other, because she was an outsider, because she wasn't just like them, everybody really kind of ripped into her. And so finally they have a child. She, gives the king an heir. And that child is snatched away because she is the goddess of horses. And this monster comes around, of course, at this exact time every year. And he steals away the best horse in all the lands, which is usually that horse of another kingdom, or the colt of another kingdom. So the king of that kingdom is in his stables, staying up with a crossbow, ready to kill the monster. Her son is stolen away, and the nursemaids look at her, and they go, oh my gosh, we let the queen's baby be stolen. So what they do is they smear her with blood. She has just given birth, so there's plenty of it. Then they sprinkle bones all around her, and they say that she ate her baby. And so she is cast down. The king says, I can't kill you. I love you. But she is cast down. So for 7 years, she has to live as a pauper. Not just as a poor, desolate person, but she has to live outside of the palace gates where she once, ruled. And she has to live in rags, and she has to tell every passerby what she has done, her sins, confess to them. And so she does for years. But the child is raised in this neighboring kingdom by this king who was guarding his horses. And this is the foster child situation that was very big during this time. And what happens is he winds up growing up a prince anyway, because he's raised by this king and a queen. And he grows up really fast. So before the 7 years are up, he's grown into a teenager. They look at him and they're like, wow, we know you have magic blood in you. And we know that you are this king's son because you look just like him. Go claim your birthright. And he does. He goes and he claims his birthright. And Rhiannon is freed from the pain and the sorrow and the humiliation. And why I'm telling you this story is because, first of all, I love it. And second of all, that's what this moon is. It's seeing things take their natural course. And she could have walked away. She could have, stormed off back into the other world and lived her own life. But she didn't. And there is a power to why you had to go through what you went through. There's a sense here of you reclaiming your throne, and it's amplified because you have the Empress in your reading itself. So here, there is a sense of you claiming a throne that you thought was lost. And as you claim this throne, as you claim this power, there's a prosperity, there's a creativity, there's a force and a power to you that you are embracing in a profound and beautiful way. And as you move forward, as you embrace this power, as you look at your truth, by the time February 23rd comes, which is when the new moon will be, you are ready for new beginnings. You are looking at things and you've purged yourself of a lot of the negativity, a lot of the hardship, a lot of the pain, a lot of the disappointment that has kept you stagnant. And so here you have beginnings, and you have yourself walking through the winter into the spring or into the summer. And if you're in the southern hemisphere, you are going into the winter months. So this is saying that as you move forward, as you purge yourself from the hardships, from the pains, from the disappointments, you are going to find that you go into kind of this womb-like setting within your own mind, this place of planting your desires like seeds and letting them be nurtured and fostered and grown inside of you, tending your own garden within your heart and within your soul. Now, you can do this if you're in the southern hemisphere or if you're in the northern hemisphere. But for those in the northern hemisphere, you're going to find that the power of the sun, the power of action, is going to be more in aligned with how you are moving forward and freeing yourself and beginning something anew. You are still planting those seeds, but it's going to be more active. There's going to be a more kind of with the fire, with the warmth of the sun on you, that is helping you move things forward, that is helping you embrace what you are desiring. And this leads you to a new start is coming. This leads you to knowing that a new start is coming. And because this moon is in Aquarius, you bring love into the situation. You bring your heart into it all. And you're looking at what you desire, what you want to develop, where you want to stand. And you embrace your love, your soul, yourself. You embrace the beauty of your heart. And that is going to be something that is absolutely imperative to you during this time, to have your heart being a part of yourself. Because as you move into March, you are going to find that because of all this growth, because of all this purging, because of all this power that you are embracing, you find out you're good enough. And it's not settling. It's not saying, oh, well, that's good enough, dear. Don't worry about it. It's really saying, I'm good enough. I'm good enough as I am. Perfection is a lie. Perfection is a lie that's made for you to consume more and more and more and more. If you're not perfect, if you need more things, if you need to have the latest item, if you have to, go out and buy this and that in order just to be passable, just to be considered pretty, that's a strain. That's too much. And that's what our world does. It's like, oh, do this, do that, and you'll finally feel loved, accepted, prosperous, bountiful. And it's looking within yourself and saying, oh, you know what? I'm good enough. I might not be perfect, but nobody is. And once you realize that, you're set free. And then you can embrace this beginner's mind. And that's why I have out the porcupine here, because this is a time of the beginner's mind. It says time for beginner mind. And that wording always confused me because it seems like poor grammar, but it's time for beginner's mind. It's time to embrace this sense in Buddhism where you look at things and you come out of your ruts. You are seeing with new eyes and you are embracing the world as if you are seeing it for the first time. You're embracing your struggles, your ideas, what you desire. And instead of being caught in the rut of what you have always done, you're stepping back and you're being revitalized, renewed. It's like spring is coming, and especially in the northern hemisphere, spring is coming. So you're going to have this sense of looking at things new and having this kind of magic surround you, the magic of creation, of life, and of beauty surrounding you. And you're going to be very grounded to the earth during this time. The color amber for the full moon on the 9th in February, the color lavender, is going to play a huge part. If you can have a piece of amber, a piece of the earth with you, that would be fantastic. That's going to be grounding, that's going to be centering, that's going to be healing for you. And then the scent of lavender, because the earth, being surrounded by the earth, is going to be so important to you. If you can have the plant, if you like the plant, if you're saying, oh, Dane, I don't have a green thumb and I hate the smell of lavender, then you can have the color. But if you can have the plant, that would be the best thing possible. Or even a dried little piece of lavender that you press and you keep someplace that you can see. That's going to be very beneficial because you are embracing a beginner's mind and you're seeing that you don't need the quills for it. You don't need the harshness. There is a beauty here that is going to be moving you forward. And as you embrace that beauty, the spirit animal of February is the otter spirit. And this says you are never alone. And you are never alone. which might sound creepy or overwhelming, but it's actually really exquisite because you are moving forward in love and in beauty, and spirit is right there with you. This coupled with the wolf and the whale of March, the wolf is turn knowledge into wisdom. The whale is trust the great mysteries. You're going to find yourself moving forward in power, in truth, in bounty, and not having to have all the answers, but knowing that each step that you have taken, each way that you have moved forward and have cultivated yourself is a step towards true, powerful, and everlasting wisdom. Now, this moves you to justice. This is, again, the Libra energy, a time frame of September 23rd to October 22nd. And what's beautiful is the Libra time frame goes straight into the Scorpio time frame, which is right here, of October 23rd to November 21st. So this is going to be a powerful time for you, but you have justice coming in. You have yourself embracing wisdom. You have yourself looking at things anew, and then you claim your throne. You claim your power. There's also a sense of the eternal mother being with you and Mother Earth being very important to you. There's huge creative energy around you. If you seek to create anything, now's the time to do it. Now's the time to embrace this passion, this idea, because as you have this creative energy flooding you, you are drinking of the wells of inspiration. You are drinking of the connection with all of eternity, with the connection of greater knowledge and greater truth, which moves you to being a student of your heart, to really claiming what you love and looking and seeing the way that you move forward. Now, then we have the Six of Pentacles, prosperity, success, abundance coming in, learning that you can be the receiver and the giver of prosperity, but be very mindful because this moon brings out such passion, such power within you, Leo, that you are going to find that people want to take more. People want more. People are demanding more of you. And as you embrace your power, as you embrace your truth, as you release the heartbreak, the pains, the disappointments, you find yourself moving forward in love, in prosperity, in giving. But you're also going to need to set very clear boundaries during this time to be able to embrace the way that you want to be and the way that you collaborate and work with people. Because this is going to be also a time of great understanding, especially around the new moon. You're going to see that you are looking at financial goals again. You're looking at what you desire to create financially within your life, within yourself, and you have new insights into your relationships, into the way that you work with people. And this right here with the Three of Pentacles, this isn't just you collaborating with people at work. This is you collaborating with people within your life, seeing the way that you want to move forward, the love that you want, the prosperity that you desire, the place that you want to stand. There's a sense of knowing that it's more than just you. And as you embrace that truth and that power, you move forward in a beauty and in a freedom that is exquisite. Yeah, and it comes from working with people. This is going to be a time where you like bouncing ideas off of others, or where it can be that you're not even just working with people, working with a group of people, or, friends, family, bouncing ideas off with them. But this is also saying this would be a great time to keep a journal or keep a little video blog just for yourself, to sit there and have ideas be a part of you. Sit there and be able to look at things and be like, oh, well, that's how I saw this, and that's how I saw that, and oh, wow, that's really inspiring. So as you move forward, you might find that this is the past, present, and the future you coming together and really moving you forward. And you're finding justice, balance within what your mind wants. You're organizing your prosperity, the seeds of knowledge. Yeah, the seeds of knowledge that become the wisdom that you plant your prosperity in. Then we have the Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups is a water sign energy. Again, a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Cancer. We do have a strong Scorpio presence within this reading. But this is water and fire coming together. And you might sit there and think, oh, that's not a good combination. Water can douse fire. Yes, it can. But fire also, if you think of it as the sun, fire warms the water so that it isn't always frozen. So your passion is going to be warming and moving forward your heart's desire, your emotional truth. And as you move forward in your emotional truth, you're going to find that it tempers your passion, okay? So you can find that things start to get out of control. You can find that, especially as a fire sign energy, you get passionate, you get driven. It's like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm headed. I know what I need, what I want, where I'm going. That drive moves you forward, all right? And you're going to find with your heart, by listening to your heart, because we are emotional beings and we come from the place of the heart. Now, there are all different extents to how emotional you are. If you're like me, you just live in the realm of emotion. And if you're like, let's say, my brother, he lives in the realm of logic. And so it's good to balance each other out. But there is a sense here of needing that truth and needing that power to move you forward. So that's what you have here with passion and with emotion. You're going to find that you're balancing yourself at this time. And you're going to find that you need to listen to your heart. What does my heart say? What does my gut feel about things? If you don't like to use my heart, what does my gut feel about this? Because you're going to find that your intuition pretty darn spot on. And as you embrace your intuition, as you embrace your passion, you start looking at your future and be like, wow, okay, I can move forward that way. Or, oh, wow, that can be done. And you're looking at this and you're looking at that and you're like, oh my goodness, things start falling into place because you're not looking at just one area. You see here how he has this bird's eye view of it all, and you're seeing things more clearly, more truly, more honestly. And as you embrace that truth, as you embrace that honesty of self, you have the death card. And you might be saying there and being like, oh, Dane, the death card, that's not good. But it is. It really is. And this line right here is exquisite because you have the death card, which moves into the well, which moves into the Empress, which moves into the Two of Wands. And so the death card is the dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new. It is a stepping into your power. It is a knowing your truth. You're also going to find at your heart with justice, you're going to find that you are getting justice in your life. You are also being just to yourself, okay? Addictions, hurts, pains, shame, right? You're starting to find justice for these things. Now, it can be that you are addicted, that you hurt people and stuff like that. So you are starting to heal from that. But also, addiction doesn't just mean drugs, alcohol, sex, food, things like that. It means putting yourself down. It means over-doubting. It could be over-analyzing. It could be, a myriad of things. And you are really letting yourself be free. You are not questioning yourself all the time. And even when you find yourself questioning, or you find yourself doubting, or you find yourself putting yourself down, you're like, okay, you know what? I'm quitting this. I'm detoxing from this behavior. All right, and I am moving myself forward. And you might find that it is astoundingly hard, because it will be. And you will find that your heart could rebel against it. Like, let's say it's gossiping, okay? And your heart starts rebelling against it because now you can't talk to your friends about anything. And, this and that. And, you're thinking about yourself too much. And it could be a lot. So here, there is that sense of the purge being a lot, but you cleaning and cleansing your soul, yourself, to move you forward so that you embrace prosperity, you embrace bounty, and you glow. You actually glow, Leo, with success and with power. This leads you to rising. This leads you to rising and drinking of the well of inspiration. And you might say, Dane, why? Why do I have to be like a phoenix? A phoenix falls and a phoenix rises. Think of each day as coming out of the ashes of your past. Each day is a new start. Each day is a new adventure. Each moment is a new time for you to move forward in your truth, in your power, in your understanding. And then you drink from the well of inspiration that has flowed through generations, that has flowed through lifetimes. So this can be the lifetimes of your reincarnations. This could be the lifetimes of your generations, okay, of your DNA, of what has gone in and the people that have gone in to making up you. You're being inspired. You're seeing things and you're understanding things and you're looking at things in a light and in a way that you would never have before. And as you move forward in this truth, as you embrace this power, you are abundant with creativity. You are abundant with success, with determination. You are looking at things and you are giving birth to what you desire within your life. You're also highly connected to the earth, how you want to move forward and where it is that you see yourself. As you do so, you rise out of the doubts, the fears, the heartbreaks, the pain. This is a darkness before the dawn, and you have had enough darkness. It is now time to embrace the dawn. You will see yourself rise. You need to look at things in a different way. As you are embracing this truth about yourself, about your power, the two roads that you saw for yourself, the two ways of moving forward opens up. And you start to see a third road coming. You start to see a different way of moving forward. You see here how she's blindfolded, Well, in the Two of Swords, they're always blindfolded, because it's by looking inward and it's by embracing truly who you are that you move towards where you want to be, towards what you desire, towards who you were born to be within this lifetime, the lessons that you were supposed to learn, the wisdom that you were supposed to embrace. And this leads you to collaborating with the past, present, and future you. This leads you to being looked over, and it's by the Earth Mother. It's by the power of creation. It's by claiming a throne that you forgot you could even sit on. It's by claiming the power and the beauty of your words and of your voice and of your purpose and power that moves you forward. And as you do so, right, we have the words of Luna now coming. As you do so, okay, let's see what the cards have to say. How will February 2020's full moon affect Leo? How will February's 2020 full moon affect Leo? How will February's 2020 full moon affect Leo? How will February's 2020 full moon affect Leo? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. Oh, that's beautiful. How will February's 2020 full moon affect Leo? 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 Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me. Yeah, as you connect with past, present, and future you, as you look at yourself and your generation and your, not your generation, but your lineage, where you come from, who you are, all right? And it doesn't mean that you have to trace yourself all the way back, ancestors upon ancestors. It can just be you look at your parents, you look at your grandparents, and you start to discover what it is that you truly want from life, how it is that you want to be different. And you might find that you spent a lot of your life, as so many do, where it's like, I'm not going to be like this. I remember one time, oh, I was such a snot. I was a teenager and I looked at my mom and I said to her, I just know I don't want to be like you. And my mother just stopped. She looked at me and she said, there are far worse people in this world that you could be. And she walked out, which was the smartest thing that she could ever do, because it was insane. But here, it's like you are seeing that there is something that you were running from, okay? And there was something that you thought, oh my gosh, if I don't, run from this, I will be it. And that is the thing. So here, it wasn't like, we had a terrible relationship. It was one bad fight. And here, you are being more discerning now. You are being more discerning with yourself and your words and the way that you want to move forward, but also the way that you see your past. And you sit there and you're looking at things and you're like, wow, they were doing the best that they could possibly do. What the heck? And as you move forward in that knowledge and in that truth, justice comes. And it doesn't mean that you have to forgive anybody, especially if they were mean and awful. It doesn't mean that you have to sit there and be best friends. It means that you look at things and you're like, oh, wow, that was unjust. But you lift yourself of that burden and you purge yourself of that moment. And you're like, wow, that was a weight I didn't even know I carried, because it was something, it was like that moment that I just shared. It was something that I said when I was like 14, 15 years old, and she wouldn't let me go to a party or something like that. And she doesn't even remember it. But I carried it around in the back of my psyche, thinking, wow, what an awful thing to have said. What an awful thing to have done. So here, you are being more discerning with yourself, and this moon is opening it up for you. It's like, wow, I'm moving forward in that power. And you might find that the things that you think are awful also were things that were repeated in past lives, where it has that impact on you. And you're like, why does it have that impact? Why does it hold that truth? And it's because as you move forward, you're going to find that you're very close to achieving your goals. So you're releasing what has had a negative impact on you, what has held you back. And as you are more discerning, you are more inclined to complete your goals, to move forward in your power. And then you have the Empress. You are planting the seeds of your heart's truth, of what you desire, of where it is that you want to be, of the power that you are embracing, which leads you to your roots of the unexpected. The unexpected becomes part of what you live for, what you thrive off of. There isn't a sense of the negative unexpected. It is a sense of the beautiful unexpected. It is a sense of the power, the truth that you are discovering, learning from, and embracing. Okay? As you embrace your heart, your soul, yourself, this leads you to the blue moon. Believe in the unimpossible. Believe in the impossible. Believe that the unexpected can become part of your reality. Believe in the long shots. Believe and have faith within yourself, because you're looking at things in a new light, in a new way, which has you crowned with self-reflection, which has you crowned with being more just, more honest with yourself, and also not pulling yourself in so many different directions because you're trying to either atone for something, or you're trying to run from a past. You are now looking at it and saying, this does not have the power it once did over me. And you're going to see that it's much easier then to make clear boundaries, to embrace your truth, to move forward in what you desire. As you do so, the full moon in Libra says a win-win outcome is forecast. So you will see that you win. You win, and you see that you never really failed. Each quote-unquote failure was a lesson learned. And it might have been a really hard lesson, okay? It might have been something devastating, but you never failed. You always moved forward, and you're always able to succeed, okay? You're always able to have prosperity and power be a part of you, which leads you to gratitude. It leads you to being thankful for the generational lessons, for the past lives, for everything that you have been through, for the rising from the ashes and the being reborn. As you do so, as you embrace that gratitude, you hold to your vision. You also start to see things differently. You start to see that, okay, well, if I can't get through the front door, I'm going to break down the window, or I'm going to go under the whole entire building, or I'm going to break down a wall. You are going to see that inspiration, beauty, power, what you desire to create within your life becomes a part of you. And you become inspired. You become beautiful in your own eyes, which leads you to believing in the impossible and knowing that you are very close to achieving your goals. And you have the will for it. I mean, my goodness, Leo, if there is one person in the whole entire zodiac that has the will for anything, my goodness, it is you. You have the will, you have the determination. You rise up again from the ashes, from the doubts, from the fears, from the darkness into the dawn of endless possibilities. And you see that the darkness, where the moon lives, is not bad. It is not bad. It's just quieter, which makes people afraid of it. Also, you can't see as well, and we're sight hunters, so that has another thing to do with it. But it's quieter. It is more of an introspective time, right? So here, there's that sense of embracing your power, embracing your truth, embracing the way that you want to move forward. And then, as you do so, you have the cardinal moon right here, which says be bold and make the first move. Be bold and look at the different choices, look at the different options, and start moving forward towards what you want, because the win outcome is forecast, and you are very close to achieving your goals. Your subconscious message for this whole entire reading is the Five of Cups. You're going to be seeing things differently. This is where the release of shame and doubt and fear comes in. You're going to be releasing that doubt, that shame, that apprehension, that, oh my gosh, I can't. And as you do so, you see that you have the Two of Cups behind you, the Minor Arcana Lover's card, and that has you embracing your love, your joy, your prosperity, your success, which leads you to the new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. That leads you to knowing that everything that you love, everything that is beautiful to you and for you is safe. And as you realize that, change comes in, and you find that you can move mountains and you can shape your universe. All right, Leo, I hope this reading has resonated with you. It has been a pleasure to bring you this message from Spirit. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you, and I love you all. Bye.